friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and exciting updates from the world of football. We have witnessed some incredible matches once again in match week 3 of the UEFA Champions League, and everyone was looking forward to the clash of the big boys. This time around, it was between Inter Milan and FC Barcelona at San Siro. And guess what? I'm sure all the Inter Milan fans would have got their money's worth, because going into this match, Inter Milan were going, with a very stuttered start to the season. They had 4 wins and 4 defeats, which keeps them languishing at ninth place in the Italian Serie A, and they were facing a Barcelona side which is at the top of the table in the Spanish La Liga, and Robert Lewandowski and all the big boys are in red hot form. And this is where I feel that Xavi was really confident going into this match. We saw that both the teams started off brilliantly in this match. You would expect Barcelona to have the lion's share of the possession, and they made almost 600 or 700 passes in the first half. That is just insane. And we were seeing that whenever Usman Dembele and Rafinha play together, there is always a mismatch, because I feel that both of those players are effective playing from the right hand side, and if you are starting both together, it becomes really difficult for the front three to coordinate. And in spite of having all the possession in the world, Barcelona were not able to break down the 5-3-2 defense set up by Simone Inzaghi. And that is where I feel that Inter Milan were very clever with the likes of Barella, Lautaro Martinez, even Hakan Calhanoglu, who was quite instrumental in the way Inter Milan was able to create the transition from defense to attack and create those opportunities in front of goal. And I have to give a lot of credit to Inter Milan, because they stuck to their game plan. It could have been very easy for them to crumble under the pressure, and without the ball it is always very difficult for a team to hold on to possession. And it is sometimes very frustrating when your team does not get the ball. They were patient in the way they were structuring themselves, and whenever they got the ball, they were winning the cheap foul, which created a sense of frustration for Barcelona. And I feel that it was a battle of midfield where Sergio Busquets along with Gavi and Pedri, the two teenage sensations, would be actually quite crucial for Barcelona in the way they create the transition. And there were opportunities for Inter Milan. They could have easily scored two in the first half, and I feel that their game plan was well deserved. They stuck to their guns, and whenever they got the opportunity, I feel that Lautaro Martinez was quite instrumental in holding up the ball. He was linking up well with Mkhitaryan and Calhanoglu, and I feel that the defense of Skriniar as the main centre back was, a very big presence for Inter Milan. And definitely Andre Onana's distribution has been quite sensational. Even under pressure, you can see him that he is quite composed on the ball. We were seeing Barcelona's high press, especially with Lewandowski, but Inter Milan are a side who try to maintain that possession. They are very composed whenever they get the ball. They don't lose the ball very easily. And coming up against Barcelona and putting up a fight in the first 35 minutes was quite sensational. And right at the stroke of halftime, we saw Calhanoglu with a very good strike from 25 yards going into the bottom corner, giving Marc-Andre Ter Stegen no chance. And this is all down to the patience by Inter, because they were throughout not having the possession, and they could have easily folded under that. And going into the halftime break, I was thinking that Xavi will be really perplexed by what is actually going on, because I didn't find Andre Onana tested at all in the first half. Yes, Usman Dembele was showing glimpses of his dribbling skills, and he was that threat on the right hand side. He was trying to make things happen, but once again, his decision making in the final third is just ridiculous. You cannot see him, really have that composed decision making in the final third, and because of that he loses the possession, and sometimes he just does not track back to help out with the defensive work, and that is where sometimes Inter Milan got joy. Especially Henrik Mkhitaryan was running down the left hand side, up front and back, and I was just very impressed by the way Inter Milan were sticking to that 5-3-2 formation. They were not allowing Barcelona to disturb their shape come what may. And in that second half, Barcelona obviously were would like to start on the front foot, and the defense of Andres Christensen and Eric Garcia was an absolute joke because they are not having that kind of composure on the ball. And we saw Andres Christensen limping in the second half. Lautaro Martinez was causing all sorts of problems, and Christensen unfortunately had to come off. There were some controversial decisions in the second half. It could have been in Barcelona's favor. They got a goal disallowed by Pedri, and Ansu Fati's unfortunate handball in the build up for that goal rightly chalked away the goal through VAR. And towards the last few minutes of the match, there was a very controversial handball by Denzel Dumfries, which clearly should have been a penalty. I just don't understand why do these people keep VAR when they don't want to use it. And there are so many different camera angles in today's modern football, and if you don't want to make use of it, just tell the referee to simply go and have a look at the monitor. And I don't know what those VAR officials were doing in the first place. How can Denzel Dumfries try to head the ball? He clearly missed it. It has hit his arm and it is going towards the direction away from goal. And they somehow felt that Ansu Fati, who was close to him, somehow had a contact with the ball and it went away from goal. How is that possible? They are in different body positions. Denzel Dumfries' body position is taking him away from the goal, and Ansu Fati's body position is carrying his momentum all the way towards the goal. So even if the ball struck Ansu Fati, how can the ball go away from goal? That is something which I find absolutely ridiculous. And Inter Milan finally survived. It was a very dogged performance. I have to give credit to their coach Simeone Inzaghi, who set up his team brilliantly, and I have to say that all the players were sticking to that game plan. Edin Dzeko came on in the second half. He was that target man who would win those cheap fouls, and there were a couple of occasions where Inter were looking really threatening on the break. I wouldn't say that they were, quite lethal or clinical, but when it actually mattered, they were very good in managing the game, and a 1-0 victory was so crucial for Inter Milan ahead of next week's return fixture or reverse fixture at the Nou Camp. This was a match which would have given Inter Milan a lot of confidence. They now sit at the second spot in the table, and it is just either Inter Milan or Barcelona who will be going through with FC Bayern Munich into the next knockout phase. And Barcelona have their task cut out. They have to deliver at the Nou Camp. There are no two ways about it. And looking at the kind of firepower that they have, you have to tend to favor Barcelona in this occasion. But they have to sort out their defense. They have to sort out their midfield. And I feel that Frank Kessié should have started for this match because he would give a completely different dimension. He's good in the air. He can take those set pieces, and he is also a very physical player. You require that presence in the midfield, and I feel that Gavi and Pedri, even though they're sensational players, they don't have that maturity sometimes, and you require that physicality to play against a team like Inter Milan. Otherwise, you'll be run ragged, and we saw that Inter Milan's game plan went to perfection. So guys, Barcelona have everything to do. Inter Milan with this win would take a lot of confidence, and going into the match at the Nou Camp, they will be really buzzing with energy because they have won the match in San Siro. They will have that confidence, and it would be a really exciting clash next week. So I would love to know what are your thoughts about this match. Who was your man of the match from the Inter Milan side? And do you think Inter Milan can pip Barcelona at the Nou Camp and have a great chance to knock out Barcelona for the second consecutive season and take them to the Europa League? Well, that is the big question. I would love to know your thoughts. Please put them in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, please do not forget to hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to the Football Mania, it is very, very simple. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification for regular updates. So until next time, stay safe and take care.